Hey Homespot fam, welcome back. Ready to transform tiny corners into calm sanctuaries without draining your wallet? Today we're crafting Japanese-inspired serenity with clever upcycles. Think humble materials, mindful design, and big, peaceful energy. From mini water features to shoji-style screens, I'll show you how to turn scraps into statements. Stick around, breathe in, and let's build your personal Zen refuge, one affordable, beautiful idea at a time. Stacked crates shape a pocket courtyard where gravel softens footsteps and dwarf bamboo sways like a whisper. A low nook invites stillness, framing humble textures, scuffed wood, cool stones, filtered light. Every element earns its place, delivering calm design without demanding space or budget. This tiny refuge proves restraint can be generous. By repeating simple materials, the scene feels intentional, almost ceremonial. A mug of tea, a quiet breath, and the world shrinks to crate edges and raked lines. An easy rhythm you can reset every day. A chipped bowl becomes a listening post for water. A bamboo spout guides a silver thread, pooling over smooth pebbles as light trembles on the surface. The sound is intimate, like a secret, perfect for balconies where serenity must arrive softly. Wabi-sabi makes beauty from the worn. The imperfection of glaze and hairline cracks adds character, not cost. Let nearby greenery lean toward the bowl and watch reflections double the planting. Small scale here feels deliberate, a distilled reminder to slow every glance. Pallet slats, sanded and pale, stand as a simple shoji, diffusing sunlight into a soft glow. The translucent backing blurs backgrounds into gentle shapes, creating privacy without heaviness. In tight patios, the screen guides the eye, turning clutter into composition and hush. This upcycle elevates edges. When wind moves, light flickers and the space feels alive. Plants placed before the screen lift their silhouettes like ink washes. Minimal cost, maximum calm. Proof that atmosphere comes from treatment of light, not square meters. Two old crates and a low pallet create a compact tea setting where fragrance leads design. Mint brushes the wrist. Camellia promises bloom. The corner is intimate, permitting just enough room for a cup, a thought, and the gentle ceremony of arrival. Budget pieces feel precious when arranged with intent. Wood grain, ceramic, and greenery repeat like a mantra. Sit close to the plants. Let the table carry only what matters, and discover how a few square feet can host an entire ritual of peace. Old spoons become links that catch the rain, sending liquid tones to a pebble bowl below. Even dry, the chain reads sculptural, bright arcs against foliage. In storms, it sings softly, turning weather into performance for those who savor small spectacles. This vertical accent takes no ground, yet adds presence. Watch droplets pause on spoon curves, then gather and fall. The cost is almost nothing. The payoff is attention, trained upward and downward, where light, water, and metal speak a quiet language of renewal. Punched Asanoha patterns glow like star maps along a narrow edge. The humble tin becomes a guide, throwing gentle geometry across gravel and leaves. Each lantern rests on brick offcuts, lifting the light just enough to sketch pathways without glare. Night simplifies everything. With candles or small LEDs, the scene settles into warm punctuation marks. The rhythm of repeated cans calms the eye, while tiny shadows animate the ground. It's an affordable invitation to linger, even when the garden is only a few steps. A rescue drawer holds fine sand and 2 river stones, a movable meditation you can rake between tasks. Set it on a windowsill and watch sunlight draw clean edges on the ripples. Small scale makes maintenance a pleasure rather than a chore. The tray is a practice in editing. Change the stone positions, and the whole landscape shifts mood. Patterns disappear with a sweep, then return in new forms. For tiny homes, this is landscape as instrument, played daily, no watering required. A repainted ladder leans lightly, wearing moss and ferns like a vertical kimono. Slim planters hang from rungs, layering textures and shades without stealing floor space. The effect is forest quiet, a green veil that softens hard walls with gentle depth. Because the structure is slender, light passes through and leaves remain sculptural. Rearranging pots changes the cadence. Nothing is fixed, everything is possible. In small spaces, flexibility is luxury, here achieved with an object rescued, refreshed, and reimagined. A galvanized bucket becomes a quiet mirror. Water rests inside it like polished steel, catching clouds and leaves. Dwarf iris punctuates the surface, and a floating leaf accent claims the center. The pond's smallness makes every ripple feel significant. This focal point cools the scene without sprawling. Place it near a seat so reflections stay within conversation. Rust and bloom play nicely, industrial and delicate, balanced in one gesture. Maintenance stays simple, the mood stays deep. A doormat-sized frame of reclaimed brick holds decomposed granite, raked into calm rhythm. Three stones contrast in size and tone, establishing hierarchy. The scale is deliberate, inviting a pause rather than a stroll, an altar to proportion and restraint. Because it's small, it demands precision. Rake lines slowly, turn stones slightly, and watch the composition breathe. This is sculpture you can reset in minutes, proof that a garden can be measured in concentration rather than meters. Mismatched pots gain harmony in seconds. Strips of old bamboo blinds wrap around clay and plastic, tied with twine. Repeating texture unifies the row, letting leaves be the variation. The look is calm, coherent, and surprisingly refined for scraps and minutes. This is styling as stewardship, protecting pots, softening colors, and echoing Japanese materials without expense. On a tight balcony, the rhythm of vertical reeds reads elegant. When light schemes the wraps, subtle shadows turn ordinary containers into a quiet chorus. Chipped cups, once retired, gather into a miniature woodland. Cushioned moss mounds like tiny hills, their surfaces drinking light. Grouped on a tray, they become a landscape for the eyes, a low canopy that asks for close, unhurried attention. The maintenance is mist and admiration. Imperfect ceramics suit the softness of moss, making every flaw feel friendly. Arrange by height and curve, then let green do the rest. In a handful of inches, you'll find a pocket of deep, cool shade. Two branches and a crosspiece declare a threshold. Set above a single stone, the Torii signals entry to a moment rather than a place. The form is simple, the meaning expansive, an invitation to step into calm even when space is scarce. Natural wood grain keeps the gesture honest. A restrained hint of red can nod to tradition without shouting. Passing beneath it becomes a small ceremony, turning daily routines into mindful crossings. Tiny garden, big significance. River stones thread on strong twine between pallet posts, forming a screen that breathes. Light passes, shapes hover, and boundaries feel gentle rather than closed. It's sculpture that also guides movement, perfectly scaled for narrow runs and shy corners. Every stone becomes a note in a vertical melody. The pattern can be even or loose, reflecting your mood. Materials are common, effect is rare. In small spaces, such dual-purpose pieces, art and boundary, stretch function without stretching footprint. A salvaged window lies sideways, fitted with shallow ledges, turning a wall into a gallery of tiny trees. Shohin plants stand in sequence, each with its own story but part of a balanced whole. Negative space becomes as important as leaves. Because everything is small, details shine, pot textures, trunk bends, the quiet gap between displays. Rearrange with seasons, curate like a curator, and let light draft shadows through the frame. The shelf teaches editing, an essential skill for tiny landscapes. A wooden crate becomes a rectangle of stillness. Pea gravel raked in linear strokes sets the stage for two pruned junipers that lean into the void. Flush against a wall, the composition feels deliberate, calm, and refreshingly affordable. Less becomes more when contrasts are clear, solid and void, soft needles and crisp grit, living green and quiet gray. Maintenance is a few strokes of the rake and an occasional trim, leaving plenty of time to simply look and breathe. We just turned everyday cast-offs into quiet, Japanese-influenced oases, perfect for balconies, patios, and pocket gardens. Remember, repeat simple materials, honor negative space, and let texture do the talking. If these ideas sparked your next tiny makeover, tap like, subscribe to Homespot, and drop a comment with your favorite upcycle. Your support helps this calm community grow, and your ideas might inspire the next episode.